Today we'll be talking about subject of the formula. You might be wondering, what do I mean by subject of the formula? You've probably been doing something similar to this, right, from the basic level, but you don't know it is called this, or you might even be aware of it. But this video is going to expatiate and explain more about what subject of formula is, change of subject of the formula. We'll be talking about variation and some other things. So please stay tuned to the video and don't miss. You're welcome back. Before we move directly into what subject of the formula is, I would like us to do a little revision about our knowledge pertaining to what subject of the formula is. And we'll start. Let's say we have 3x plus 5 is equals to 8. When we're in a basic level, you will be asked to solve for x. And in the process of you solving for x, that means you have to put everything else aside and let your x remain on the other side alone. In this type of situation, what you do is you firstly transfer this 5 to the other side. And for you to do so, this 5 here is plus 5. Transferring it to the other side, it becomes minus 5. That means this equation becomes 3x to be equals to 8. Then you transfer this to the other side, you have minus 5. That is, your 3x is equals to 3. Mind you, you're looking for x, not 3x. Which means this 3 also has to be eliminated from this side. What else are you going to do? You'll be asked to divide both sides by 3. Because in the process of you dividing both sides by 3, you will be eliminating 3 from x and leaving x alone at this side. That is, you divide this side by 3 and you divide this side also by 3. The 3 here cancel this 3 and the 3 here also cancel this 3. 3 goes in 3 in 1 places. That is, here you are left with 1x, and 1x is the same thing as x. That is, you have x on this side equals to, you have 1 divided by 1, which will give you 1, equals to 1. In this type of question, automatically you've made x subject of the formula. What do I mean by subject of the formula? Subject of the formula simply means expressing one unknown in an equation in terms of all other values and all other unknowns left in the equation. Let's take the area of a rectangle. For example, we have a equals to b multiplied by h, which can also be written as a equals to bh. In this type of situation, in this question, you have a being expressed in terms of b and h. That is, in this type of equation, your a is the subject of the formula. Now, let's say you are asked to make b subject of the formula, which means you have to express b in terms of a and h, which means your a equals to b multiplied by h will be your b to be equals to a divided by h. You're thinking of how I get it, right? Calm down. There is no magic in it. What I simply do is, from this equation, I divide both sides by h. If I divide both sides by h, dividing both sides by h, your h here, we cancel the h here, you'll be left with b alone, and equals to, you have your a over h, which means you are making the b subject of the formula in this situation. Let's say you are asked to make h subject of the formula in this situation. What you do to h the other time, you do it to b. That is, you'll be having your h to be equals to a over b. How do you get that? That is, you divide from this equation of a equals to bh, you divide both sides by b. If you divide both sides by b, you are left with h here equals to a over b. Now, this is another equation that involves brackets. We want to make x subject of formula. That is, we are going to express everything in terms of x. How do you do this? The first thing you do is you open the bracket. In the rule of mathematics, there's what we call BODMAS. We have BODMAS. And BODMAS says this is bracket. That is, this is the order of how you treat. That is, this is the order of how you treat all mathematical operations. Bracket is an operation in mathematics, and this is how you treat them in order. So, whenever you have an equation that contains all this, you have to treat the bracket first, followed by of, in case you have any of in your equation or your question. Then, followed by your division. You have your division. You have to treat the division next, followed by your multiplication. Your multiplication, you have addition, then you have subtraction. This is the order of how you treat the operation in mathematics. If you have a mathematical equation that contains all this operation, definitely you have to treat your bracket first before you think of your of, followed by your division, then multiplication before you think of your addition, and your subtraction will come last. In this equation, we have brackets. That means we're going to treat the bracket first before any other thing. That is, we have to open the bracket. And for us to open the bracket, we use whatever we have outside the bracket to multiply everything we have in the bracket. That is, you multiply your 3x, multiply by 2, and you have 6x. Then you have your 2 again to multiply minus 2. Take note, the minus here is with the 2. So you multiply your 2 by minus 2, then you have it to be minus 4. Then everything equals to 8. If you can see this question now, you will see that we've gone back to the first question that we treated today, that is a linear equation with no bracket or any other special operations. So the next thing to do now is to transfer this minus 4 from here to the other side. And transferring minus 4 from here to the other side turns this minus 4 to what? Yeah, plus 4. So that means you have 6x to be equals to 8 plus 4. And your 8 plus 4 will give you what? 12. That is, your 6x equals to 12. So from here, we are looking for x. That is, we're making the x subject of the formula. We have to express everything in terms of x. Nothing must be with our x. So that means we're going to transfer this 6 to the other side. And how do we do that? Yes, we divide both sides by 6. Dividing both sides by 6, you say 6 goes here 1, 1, and 6 here 1, 6 here 2. Your x is left alone because you have 1 over 1, which is 1, and 1x is still the same thing as 1. Equals to, you have your 2 divided by 1 equals 2. That means your x is equals to 2. Now let's move to a question that have 2 variables. That is, in a question whereby we have 2 unknowns and we have to make one unknown subject of the formula. This is another question that has 2 variables. We have 2y is equals to 3a plus 5. And in this type of situation, let's say we want to make our a subject of the formula. We want to make our a subject of formula. What are we going to do? We have 2 unknown already, which means we have to express our a in terms of all orders, including the letters and the numbers. The first thing to do is to transfer this 5, which is a foreign number, let me say a foreign entity, because we only need a on one side, to the other side. But before you do that, you have to rearrange your equation to avoid confusion. I like rearranging my equation, bringing this to this side, having 3a plus 5 to be equals to 2y. Because when I want to express any variables in terms of the order, I like it to be on this side so there won't be any confusion. So I'll be able to transfer any other variables or any other numbers to the other side. So after rearranging it now, you transfer this 5, which is a foreign entity. Like I said the first time, we don't need it on this side, we have to transfer it to the other side. So that means you have your 3a to be equals to 2y what? Yes, minus 5, because it is plus 5 here, and when you transfer it to the other side it becomes minus 5. You're left with 3a on this side, but mind you, we need only a on this side. We need only a on this side. The next thing you do now is what? You eliminate this 3 from this side and take it to the other side. How do you do that? You divide both sides by 3. Dividing both sides by 3, your 3 cancel your 3 here, and your 3 here cannot divide anything here. So you are left with what? 1a, which is same thing as a, to be equals to 2y minus 5 over 3. This is you making a the subject of a formula in an equation of 2y equals to 3a plus 5. So let's go. Let's try another example and see how it goes.